Now let's learn how to calculate volumes, okay, using our double and triple integrals. So let us suppose I have a surface which is this surface given in blue, and I want to calculate the volume underneath this surface and above my xy plane. Okay, so I want to calculate the volume above my xy plane and underneath this surface. Okay, so I want to calculate this volume. Okay, let us just suppose that the equation of this surface is given by z is equal to some function of x comma y. Just try to have an analogy over here. Just like you calculate the area under the curve above x-axis, over here we are calculating the volume under the surface above xy plane. Okay, so let us just suppose the projection of this surface on the xy plane is r. Okay, so this is the projection of this surface on the xy plane and it is r. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to divide this r into small areas. Okay, so I just divide my r into small areas. Okay, let's look at one of those areas. So if I look at this particular area, okay, and I create a rectangular prism going up till this surface. Okay, so let's see over here. On that small area I have created a rectangular prism going up till this surface. Okay, then the height of this prism is going to be equal to what? It is going to be equal to z. Okay, zi. Therefore the volume of this small rectangular prism is going to be what? The volume of this small rectangular prism is going to be zi, which is the height at that point x comma y, into the area of that small portion that we chosen. Okay, so zi into ai, right? So if I create all the prisms on all such small areas, then essentially what I get is the volume of the entire portion which is underneath this surface and above xy plane, right? So sigma I is equal to 1 to I is equal to n gives me the volume under the surface above xy plane. Okay, now if I make n tending to infinity and I make all these small areas essentially tending to 0, then I would get the exact volume under this surface above xy plane. Just understand, if your n is not tending to infinity, then you have some extra volumes over here. Okay, just look at these guys. Okay, so as your n tends to infinity, these extra volumes are eliminated and essentially you get the required volume. Okay, and if you check out this guy, this is essentially your double integral. Look, your z is a function of x comma y, right? So this gets replaced by f of xi comma yi, right? And then this is essentially your double integral over region R, right? F x comma y dA, and since you have small rectangular areas or square areas, you can have this as equal to R f of x comma y dx dy. Okay, so your volume is given by double integral over region R fxy dx dy, where what is R? R is the projection of z is equal to f of x comma y on xy plane. Okay, so your